Well, life has kept going and things have been shifting within my realm of being, and just the overall satisfaction that I get from understanding the true plan. Not that it's a full grasp of, where I'm heading, but there's a level of understanding that I can see within what occurs around me every single day. Back like I'd say about 4 years ago, I really decided to, I was sitting in a realm of life that was full of chaos. I was living a life that, didn't feel very good to me. And I knew it too. And it wasn't necessarily the things around me, it had everything to do with me in general. And I knew that there was something more. I knew that there was something more for me to experience out here in this life. So I decided to search for God, because everything within me was sending me in that direction anyways. So it was my choice at that point. I remember riding my horse up the hills behind my house and just getting off my horse and hitting my knees. And I was just like, closed my eyes and I prayed for the first time in a long time. And I said, God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. And I don't know how this is going to end up. I know I don't know you. And I don't feel you either. And I want to get to know you. I want to allow you to lead me and guide me in the life that you already have planned out for me. And that was kind of like the beginning stages. The beginning stage of me just saying, you know what, I'm ready to open myself. But that led me on a whole nother path. That path was not just being led by, whatever was coming to me. Yes, your intuition is totally part of the spirit. Yes, your feelings of different, different waves of feelings guide you throughout life. But I had to be the one to search. I had to search for him. I had to reprogram my mindset and belief system that I was stuck in. And when the Bible, when you read the Bible, it's pretty incredible, because a lot of people see it on the outside. Like when they talk about the Bible, they think more so at surface level. Well, when I see the Bible and when I read it, I go completely internal, through your subconscious, through the ways that you think, the ways that you move, the ways that you transition into feeling and experiencing somebody else's story and correlating it with your own. And that's what the Bible does. It's just a book made up of all these different stories that are trying to bring us back to an understanding of who we are. And your true authenticity is what God is trying to show you, is to simply be okay with who you are, so long as what you are striving for in this life is good. That is a part too that you are always going to deal with. I sit here and I think sometimes that this magical button is going to appear and I'm going to push it, and all of a sudden my days and realm of life just transition. But it wasn't that way. What it really was is I sat within it and I experienced what was moving in front of me. So I learned to only insert myself in the movie where I feel that it's needed or where I want to. But then I retract myself from the story that's playing out in front of me, from the movie script. Because not all scenes that are occurring in front of me are part of my it has nothing to do with me. So you just kind of allow it to play out. And that was something hard to understand too, because you're constantly having to sit with an open mindset and understand that you're not going to understand everything, especially when you want to. It's within the divine timing of when he's ready to show you, that's when you will understand. And look for the synchronicities. Look for what is actually transpiring from your own actions. Holding yourself accountable is the biggest thing that will help you come into an enlightenment of God. Understanding that, sometimes you've messed up, and owning the fact that you messed up. And once you own that and you move forward, you can bring grace to yourself, knowing that that's not who you are anymore. Knowing that you learned a lesson from whatever mistake that has occurred. And you know what? Made your life that much better. And as you see, this life, you understand that it's all about feeling. A feeling triggers you to react in some manner, whether it's anger, whether it's happiness, whether it's just dull sadness, it doesn't matter. Whatever is playing out in front of us triggers us to acquire a feeling. If we don't know how to work through those feelings, we don't know how to push ourselves forward in life in general. And that's hard, because we've never been taught how to reprogram our mindset to believe the truth about what it is that is out here in front of us. All of our traumas, all of our triggers, all of our understanding of life can be reprogrammed. You can sit here, but you have to be the one to hold yourself accountable to seek something higher, and something that is not like everybody else either. You have to find out who you are, what you like, what drives you forward, and go with it, despite what other people have to say about it. Because within those moments of you truly understanding your authenticity, you're in an alignment with your purpose in that manner. Gosh, in my realm of life, the proof is there, because, I sat there and I decided to read the Bible. I put myself through the test to understand something that made no sense to me. And I allowed time to just go on each and every day, and to sit within each story that I was reading and applied it to my life. And when I did that, wow, just a whole nother realm of being opened up. I found the Holy Spirit, which is your own voice inside you, who is spoken through from God. God is able to direct you, but it's through your own voice, through your own clear consciousness, which can be hard, because you can mess that up too. You can insert your own voice over his voice. And that's not an easy thing to decipher sometimes. But you have to learn to clear out every form of energy that is corrupting your mindset, to allow something within yourself to speak up without you planting it there. And that one was hard for me to learn, because you have to sit there and you have to cancel out every flyby thought that goes through your mind. And once you quiet your mind, you're able to transition into a whole higher consciousness that allows you to connect in a realm that is not of this world. It's a different experience to learn, but it's the best one that I've ever acquired. It's the best lesson that I've ever had in life. And And we just keep moving forward, and you keep thriving as much as possible. You keep looking for the things that you desire within your heart, whether it is materialistic things or whether it's the adventure, whether it's whatever it is that your goal is in mind, you're capable of it. The only thing that holds us back is our own limiting beliefs. And that's what I'm transitioning into right now. I didn't grow up on horses, but they were all around me. And for whatever reason, God put it in my heart to go and work on these animals and work on them more so in the physical state with their muscles, because within my own body, I had to learn as an athlete how to, keep a healthy muscle. With my arm injury, I had to really understand the mechanics of how to rebuild something that was destroyed. And I was able to transition that over to the animal. And from there, it's just made sense to me. So when I go out and help the animal, this is what God has led me to do based upon my own experiences through other aspects of life. I love every ounce of every synchronicity that has led me here today. And I quit my job about 2 years ago. A little less than 2 years ago. And I said I was going to go and I was going to do something with horses. And the physical therapy side of things truly just fuels my soul because I want to help them. I want them to feel good because I've seen them not feel good. And it's just devastating because they're just a majestic creature that, does what we ask of them. And it's pretty incredible that we can have a connection with such a giant that's here on this earth that is nonverbal, and only speaks to us based out of energy, reaction, feel. And that's what I'm driven towards. So God's been putting people into my life that has truly, sent me on a whole nother realm of being for my career, whether it was a situation in the very beginning to help me align with a better mindset through a lesson. I had somebody come into my life where I learned a big lesson from it, but I also acquired a lot of knowledge on the things that I wanted for myself. And then the next person's come up and helping me get to a level that I know I can get. And so it's just this evolving way of being, but I'm not giving up and I'm not quitting on myself. And I feel like in the past, before I met God or came into an understanding of who God was, I would have given up. I would have just said, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to stick in this realm of chaos and just do what, everybody else does because that's the way that we've been taught to get ahead or something like that for the moment. But that's not where I live. I live in something that is hard in the beginning because, you're at a breaking point and it's only faith that keeps driving you forward and trusting and believing that something good is coming from it. And even when you're nervous and you're not sure about your own capabilities, you still push through each scenario that passes in front of you each day. And then you're proud of yourself at the end of the day because you did something that was hard and you actually accomplished it in a manner that was meant for you. It didn't have to be in a manner that was for the next person. It was simply a task that you had to overcome in the day that you did. And it's pretty remarkable how just those little triumphs in every day leads you into a better confidence within yourself. And that's what God wants within you too, is to understand that He created you to be exactly who you are and not to be like everybody else. Be and feel and express in the manners that you are, because that's the beauty of your soul. And that's what He wants to share with everybody else around you, because you have your own You have your own agenda for whoever is around you, just like I have my own agenda for my family or whoever comes into my presence, That's why I share these videos. That's why I come out and I allow people to see a different way of thinking, because it's just peaceful. It's heaven here on earth. It's living in the Garden of Eden, understanding that there's temptations everywhere, but you have a choice on how to seek glory for yourself. And no, it's not for anybody else to see or to experience. It's only the small wins within yourself for you. And that's how you come into a level of connection with God, is to sit there and to say, you know what, I did really good here. Yes, I could have done better there, but I'm giving myself grace because I actually understood what you were saying to me through this, that I can do it, that I'm okay, that you love me through all of this. And that's loving yourself. So that's kind of where I'm at, and the whole understanding of life that I've received within these last few months of life. Things are moving, things are transitioning, things are coming to just a whole new reality. And despite the attacks that I am receiving on the other side, it doesn't faze me, because I know and believe what is said within the Bible. I believe what God has already told me. And if I keep that belief, there's nothing that can stop me. So we'll just keep going and loving and enjoying life and experiencing it and feeling through every situation. And regardless of what other people have to say, it doesn't matter, because it's all about what you want in this life. Go get it, guys. Don't be afraid to hold yourself accountable. Sometimes it can be scary, but you know what? In the end, it's worth it.